appear, that's not even the court date. The summons to appear is to set up the court date.
Right.
Right? The summons to appear, so when they say, we're gonna give you a summons, you better show up to court.
Right.
Right? The concept that people are going on is that I'm ordered, whatever, to go to this place. Then they go to that place, say your name for record, yeah, my name is whatever like that, you on court date, whatever like that, but okay, court date, you know, next week, tomorrow, 3 weeks from now, a month from now, whatever they're gonna pick up, right? That's not even correct procedures,
Okay.
right? Because there's no indictment or nothing like that. There's nothing, there's no charges. They're just setting up a court date, right? And again, it goes back to that multiple layered system that, you know, you have something there saying that you're accused, but you're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. But you have something saying accused.
Right.
This is for the accused.
Right.
Right? You get a ticket, you get defendant's copy on the bottom. So they're already saying that you're guilty if they're saying you're a defendant. Right? So, and they're doing this to make sure that, you know, keep people in line, you know what I mean? And while you're running amok around here, because, you know, this is our system and we gotta control it or whatever like that, when, you know, their system's a fraud, their system's colored, their system is exercising on violating people's human rights, constitutional rights, civil liberties, whatever it is that they're gonna violate. And the only real defense that we have against that is standing up for what we know.
Right.
But then you better know
What
you're supposed to be standing on, right? Because again, it's not like when we look at like historically, sundry free Moors, the same stuff that they're doing. So for the record, I'm under jurisdiction of Emperor of Morocco. I don't want to be under the Negro Acts. You have that right. If there's different jurisdictions of law, then you have the right to say, well, if you guys are using color of law, I don't want to be part of that. Same thing that you're saying with them. That I'm making special appearance. Right? I have information relative to that name that you got off license or whatever, however they got the name. But I'm not that. And then they're gonna do whatever it is they do. Now, again, when you get summons is to set up a court date. So don't expect, when they say, you know, when you hear the bell, but the ring's empty, you know, don't jump in the ring getting hyped. You know what I mean? It's about to go down, you know what I mean? Challenging this, challenge that. You don't have no delegation. That judge is going to be like, I don't have nothing to do with this. We're just here to set up a court date. They'll tell you. We're just here to set up a court date. That's all. Save that for the trial or whatever. Right? But still, you know, even though it's not, because of the assumption of jurisdiction, that they always are going to go on in order to get jurisdiction. It's always going to be out of assumption. It's never based in fact. It's always assumed, just like on the thing, saying accused, right? Accused of what? Like, what am I accused of? You're accused of possessing marijuana. What? But didn't they just legalize stuff and all that? Don't they got dispensaries out here that sell weed right now? So what do you mean? Oh, you need a card for the, okay. So if I have a card, then everything's okay. I can have as much as I want that they say that you can have, right? Well, you know, according to UN declarations, I have a right to identify myself, nationality card. And because of the UN declarations, I also have a right to, you know, exercise my indigenous Aboriginal culture. which, you know, you go check the record, you see totem poles with peace pipes, and they're not smoking tobacco. Tobacco is for smudging, not smoking. So they got something else in the peace pipe. But they're definitely not smoking tobacco. Right? And then when they set your trial up for, it's gonna let you also know, you know, how they're looking at your position.
By the date?
By the date.
Okay.
So if they say, you know, because it would be also good just to do your research on that Controlled Substance Act to see how, you know, that came about.
Right.
You know what I mean? Its origin, all that stuff. But when they do these tribunals for these things, and they say summons, and then you set the court date, and then they set your court date a year and a half from now, they're probably running from it. Because they should want to be dealing with that as soon as possible.
Right.
If that's, you know, if that's a charge like that, then they should want to deal with that tomorrow. There should be no, you know, and then also too, keep in mind the solstices and equinoxes.
Okay.
With regard to the date that they give you.
Right, okay.
Right? So you know, it would be something to have just as a template in front of you, so that when they say your court date is, and they give you the date,
right,
you could, you know, quickly reference, you know, okay, well, where's that? Okay, well, okay, you know, I'm this sign, so if it's coming through this gate, then that means they're trying to get me when my energy is down here.
Right.
Right? Because remember, if they have the all caps name, license, whatever like that, they got a birth certificate. If they got birth certificate, they got birth record. If they got birth record, they know everything about you.
Right.
Before you even go in there.
True.
They already did their research. Especially if you said, oh, well, you know, yeah, well, she showed us all these different cards and stuff like that. Know that they're gonna check. So they know how they deal with you. Know that you're probably gonna go in there, it's gonna be an Asiatic judge. Just because they have to make sure that you don't have a clear lane to deal with their case. They want to make it as uncomfortable as possible.
True.
Even with weather change. You know, might want to, you know, just have an extra jacket with you in case they want to do -40 court.
Right. Yep.
Just because, you know.
I hear you.
Everybody in there, red fingers. Everybody has red fingers in there. You know what I mean? You see everybody shaking, writing, and stuff like that. But you know, it's part of the psychological trauma.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That they want to make sure, you know, if you when you go up, how many bailiffs do they have in there relative to everybody else who's Asiatic that went up? When you go up and then you hear a judge call, yeah, can we get some more bailiffs in here or whatever like that? Know that they're playing against what they don't know is gonna come from you, because again, they're going on the mentality that everybody's Negro black colored.
Right.
And we already know how to deal with these people. You know what I mean? You give them a little threat, we're gonna lock you up if you whatever like that, or you know what I mean? Unconscious Moors will yield. You know what I mean? There's when we first came into this, there was a Moor dealing with a CAS case. And every time they threatened him, he threatened them with, I'm gonna sue you guys then. Well, we're gonna whatever. I'm gonna sue you. Can I get your name for the record?
Yep.
Oh, well, I don't have to give you my name, but give him last name and all that type of stuff or whatever. You know what I mean? You know what? I don't want to hear this. Come back next week or whatever. Then come back next week as a different judge. And then same stuff going on. You know what I mean? I don't want nothing to do with this. Come back next month. Come back next month, different judge again. And they did that for maybe like a year, over a year. he had maybe like 8, 9 court dates. You know what I mean? Every time he goes, adjourn. Oh, this is the guy again? Oh, adjourn, next guy. You know what I mean? Never kidnap him. I think they kidnapped him once. They kidnapped him one time, right? But they're colored. So they are gonna do whatever it is that they have to do to make sure that one, they get some finance out of you, and two, if they do get rid of it, make sure that it's done 4 o'clock when everybody's gone home or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Actually, the same brother, when they kidnapped him, they brought him to court, had him sit there till 4, right? In court, right? In the box. He was in the box with everybody else. Everybody else going, right?
I mean, he not last.
He left him last, right? Left him last, and then just sitting there. 3:45, 4 o'clock, 4:30, somebody comes in. What are you doing here? What are you doing here? They brought me for court. And they brought me for court. Like, I'm just, what's going on? Well, it's 4:30 right now. Everybody's about to go home right now. Hold on a second. You know what I mean? Left. Bailiff came in, took off his stuff. Bailiff went through the back door and left him sitting there in the box with his jumpsuit. Then obviously, out the front door,
Of course,
because,
we're not gonna sit
what am I doing there?
For real.
You know what I mean? Right? And then, you get and then all of that is part of the whole psychological thing, you know what I mean? Because he was at Finch Court, and he lived Jane and Finch. And then that walk from Finch Court to Jane and Finch was his, walk of shame or whatever. But you got a jumpsuit, you know what I mean? You're walking where you live, you know what I mean? So it's not like people don't know who you are or whatever, right? From the court to his house, right? But they did all that because he wasn't budging from birthrights. They weren't gonna get one over on him. He'll take the kidnapping. You know what I mean? And then, that's when they realized that, okay, well, we can't even kidnap him. Because the whole objective of taking somebody who has knowledge of self and kidnapping them is to get them to relinquish knowledge of self, to get them to abandon. This is what the purpose is. If they say we're gonna kidnap you, and they kidnap you, they're kidnapping so that you can't. They're kidnapping in the hopes that that place is gonna tear you down, right? It's gonna tear you down. That's the duty of them doing that. And there's few Moors that get kidnapped and then don't fold, because they'll give you the deal. They'll say, well, just say that just show us a license. We'll let you out here now. And there's Moors like, I'm chilling right here on my nationality. I'm not dealing with no license and none of that stuff, because I never gave you guys a license when you stopped me. You know what I mean? And some, in certain situations, you might want to just say the name that they want to hear so they can let you go. Because we also have power of all rights reserved or whatever like that. They're going to make you sign if they give you a deal. So reserve your rights, get the hell out. Instead of fighting. There's few Moors right now who they've been calling us, they've been in there a while. And, they got in there not on status. They got in there, did some nigger or whatever, got caught up. Got inside, found out about this information, and then they have little court dates in between,
Right.
and they start